Welcome to Sophie Daddy's channel. You know, there's a question that nags at even the sharpest traders out there. Why in the world are put options so consistently, so stubbornly expensive? Well, today, we're going full-on detective. We're going to uncover the hidden force that keeps the price of downside protection so high.
So let's just start with a really provocative idea. What if I told you the game is tilted? That the very architecture of the options market is set up so that, on average, just buying a put is a losing bet. That's the core mystery we're going to solve today.
All right, let's officially kick off our investigation into what I like to call the put pricing puzzle. We're going to dig into why it feels like you're always paying a premium to hedge against a market drop, and more importantly, what that really means for how we should be trading.
Okay, Exhibit A in our case file is a concept you already know, the variance risk premium, or VRP. And this right here is the mathematical proof of our puzzle. It's the simple, observable fact that the fear priced into options, that implied volatility, is almost always higher than the actual movement the market ends up delivering.
You could just think of it like this. Buying a put is like buying insurance, right? And the VRP proves that, over the long run, the premiums you pay are statistically way higher than the claims you'll ever get back. It's a negative carry strategy. So that begs the question, if the math says it's a losing game, why is there this massive, unending demand for puts? Who is constantly willing to overpay?
To figure that out, let's round up the usual suspects. In any good mystery, you start with the most obvious players on the field. So who are the big buyers that we see every day?
Well, on one hand, you've got retail speculators. They're often chasing those lottery ticket payoffs with cheap, short-dated puts, right? Especially the zero DTEs we hear so much about. Their demand can be huge, but it's not consistent. Then you have the hedge funds. They use puts for very specific, tactical hedges or to make a big bet on the macroeconomy. Their demand is smart, for sure, but it comes and goes. Neither of these groups is big enough or constant enough to explain this permanent premium.
And that leads us to the real question here. If it's not the retail crowd, and it's not the hotshot hedge funds driving this thing, then who is it? Who is the one player big enough to warp the entire market around them?
And this, my friends, is where our investigation gets really interesting. It's time to pull back the curtain and finally unmask the market's hidden giant, the one player whose actions explain this entire puzzle.
The answer is insurance companies. Yep, that's it. It's not the speculators, it's not the macro tourists. The single biggest, most persistent, and this is key, most price-insensitive buyer of downside protection is the insurance industry.
And the way this works is actually fascinating. See, insurance companies sell products like variable annuities, and a lot of these come with minimum return guarantees. Now think about it. What is a guarantee like that? It's basically a long-term put option that the insurer has sold to a saver. So to hedge this enormous book of business, they have to go into the market and buy puts and variance swaps. This isn't speculation for them, it's a cost of doing business. It creates a colossal structural demand, and they have to buy almost regardless of the price.
So let's connect the dots. What happens to a market when you have a buyer this massive, who doesn't really care about price, operating day in and day out? Well, you've got a permanent ripple effect that shapes the entire volatility landscape. Now, this whole structure didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's really built on the ghost of Black Monday back in 1987. Before then, the market kind of assumed a nice, neat, log-normal distribution of returns. But that crash completely shattered that illusion. The reality after 1987 is that we all know markets have fat tails on the downside. That crash created a permanent, deep-seated fear of crashes, and that is the exact risk that these insurance products and all their hedging are built to address.
And the direct result of all of this is what we call the volatility skew, that famous smirk you see on a vol chart. It's the picture of our whole puzzle. Out-of-the-money puts just consistently trade at a higher implied vol than out-of-the-money calls. And that constant structural demand from the insurers is the main force that props that skew up day after day, making sure downside protection is always more expensive.
Okay, so we've solved the puzzle. We know who the big buyer is and why puts are so pricey. Now for the most important part. What do we do with this knowledge? How do we apply this structural insight to give ourselves a real edge?
Knowing that the market is tilted against you means you can't just buy puts blindly. You have to be surgical. This matrix gives you a framework for how to think about it. For instance, if you're trying to buy that catastrophe insurance like the big institutions, you're looking way out in time at deep out-of-the-money puts. But if your goal is just to speculate on a spike in fear, you'd want something at the money to get the most bang for your buck on Vega. The point is, you have to be intentional and know exactly what headwinds you're fighting.
So let's just boil this all down. First, remember that when you buy a put, you're very often on the other side of a massive price-insensitive structural buyer. Second, because of that, out-of-the-money puts carry a permanent fear premium. Third, and this is huge, this means being right on the direction isn't enough. You need precision timing and selection to win. And finally, you have to know what you're actually paying for. Are you making a bet on a price drop, which is delta, or are you making a bet on a market-wide panic, which is vega?
And that really brings us to the final thought. In every trade, there's someone on the other side. Now you know that when you're buying puts, it's often a colossal, structural player who isn't even playing the same game you are. So the question I'm going to leave you with is this. Now that you know who's on the other side, how will you play the game?